So, Joe Biden has dropped out of the race, and we haven't really commented on it yet. Because what can you really say about Kamala? I mean, no one really knows. And here's the thing. Joe Biden is old. That's pretty clear. And a lot of the reasons why he can't talk or gets lost often or looks like he's making out with someone when he's eating an ice cream cone is because he's just old. But Kamala, what's your excuse? You sit there and ramble on for 45 minutes about absolutely nothing. Nothing.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know? What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be.
What is your excuse?
And talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires.
Wire.
How about this?
Okay.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't.
I don't even know why you're running at this point.
The border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't.
I don't even know why you're running at this point. But I've gotten some people's reactions as far as Joe dropping out and Kamala taking his place. And here's one of them. And I feel like this is the average reaction.
He dropped out! He dropped out! He was Virginia's first president. He dropped out! He was Virginia's first president.
Shalom Yasharala, all praises and glory goes to our mighty power Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and salutations unto the elect men feeding the sheep of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And sincerity and truth through this great gospel coming out of our Bible. And let's get this verse. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 7. And it reads, there be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy. And the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And that's exactly what we're witnessing today. The fall of our enemy. Chiefly Esau, Edom. Really all the nations are going down, right? And all their kingdoms. It's either a war, it's either a famine, it's either a collapse of the currency, it's either fighting, whatever's going on, but their societies are dying, right? Because what's being prepped? The kingdom of heaven, right? This is an introduction to the kingdom of heaven when you see these Edomites can't enjoy their white boy summer, right? This was supposed to be a white boy summer, right? Their leader quit, right? He stopped running for the race. He let a so-called black woman step up. Your other ex-leader got hit, got shot, right? It's been a rough summer for these Edomites, right? What else you got? You got Edomites for Kamala, right? You got Edomites for Kamala. It's supposed to be a white boy summer. They're supposed to be voting for 2 Edomite devils, but instead you got Edomites voting for what? A Edomite. Really, she's a Edomite woman, chocolate-colored Edomite woman. But they don't know that. All they see is a black woman. All they see is an East Indian or a so-called black woman, right? And this is a sign of their society collapsing because they no longer have a grip on things, right? They're no longer as strong as they used to be, right? What's another thing killing them? The invasion of the migrants, right? They hate this. This is the book of Jeremiah 51 and 14. It says, the Lord of hosts have sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. I'm reading again, Jeremiah 51 and 14. The Lord of hosts have sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men, right? And you got these migrants going into what? These European countries, these Edomite countries, right? And what it says, and I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. Right? The number one problem on Esau's mind right now is the influx of these migrants. Right? These countries being filled up with men from other countries, right? Military age men. Right? They ain't coming to work. They coming to fight. They coming to take women. They coming to kick shit off. Right? Because this is really an invasion, right? That's what you got going on in the UK. It says, right? It says, what's driving the rage that fueled the riots in the UK? We already know what it is. It's the immigration thing, right? These Edomites are tired of foreigners coming into their countries, right? Their borders are no longer protected, right? Their families are no longer protected. They're no longer protected, right? They're not safe. It's the book of Proverbs 29 and 2. It reads, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And that's what you got. The people are in a state of mourning, right? Because the wicked beareth rule, right? The wicked don't know how to set things in order because he's out of order the way he got things, right? You can't set up a society on wickedness and thinking your society is, and try to set up righteousness off of wickedness. It don't work, right? You got everything you got was by the force of the sword, right? This was not people gave it to you because you were such a nice guy with your Christianity. No, you forced Christianity down people's throats. You forced democracy down people's throats. You forced that dollar down people's throats too, right? It says Proverbs 29 and 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And all these is just the beginning of sorrows, right? It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. They still did not force that chip, that C-hip down your throat yet. Right, they still that martial law. You still ain't seen a bunch of good old Americans being led to them camps. Right, you ain't seen none of that. You ain't seen these roads blocked where a man will desire to go into the city, he won't be able to. Right, so certain things got to happen before this man fully goes down, and everything is leading to what? His collapse. This is Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. It reads, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, right? Injuries and riches got by deceit, right? This devil, his riches was got by deceit. What else? Through trafficking, right? Human trafficking, drug trafficking, natural resource trafficking, whatever he could use to make some kind of money, that's what he was doing. Till this very same day. That's why you are still a slave in this society. Through what? Your social security number, through your ID, right? And you are what? Subject to payments, right? You are subject to payments. This is the book of Isaiah 10, start at 1. It reads, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, right? Woe means destruction. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievous which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away, bear with me, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, right? You gotta realize this man's system, this whole man's society is to keep what? The children of Israel at the bottom. At the bottom. Most of the laws are written to keep you in, how can we say, in check. In check, right? Esau, Edom, while they was giving you 25 years for crack cocaine, they was giving Esau a slap on the wrist for powdered cocaine, right? Because they knew who was using the powdered cocaine, them white boys. And who was using that crack rock, them black boys, right? A whole bunch of generation niggas went to jail, back to back to back, over what? These different decrees this devil was putting in play, right? And who was one of the main chief people pushing these laws? Your boy Sleepy Joe. Your boy Sleepy Joe. And that's why the Lord is embarrassing him right now. The Lord treating him like that one dude in the book of Maccabees, right? Because really he's became an embarrassment to the so-called Americans. And if you think Kamala has the answer to the problem. She doesn't have the answer. Donald Trump don't have the answer. You know who has the answer? Your house shot.